Hey, how you guys doing? So, I'm with the video that nobody asked for. This time, I'm going to review the Love Live School Idol musical, the drama. So, I'm sure a lot of you are like, what the heck is that? So, if you're not familiar, there is a Love Live School Idol musical. It's another one of the franchises that they have, and it's, well, an actual musical, except it's only in Japan. And that very much limited what they had. They had a few songs that come out, like 2 single/albums that happened, and 1 single that they had before. But basically, if you're not in Japan, you had no ability to really watch anything beyond what they showed in some of their videos on their YouTube channel, which basically includes me. So, and anyways, in this video, they have a TV show that they call The Drama, and I figured, heck, why not do a review of the first episode and see, do you guys even care? I don't know. But I'm at least going to do 1 episode at minimum. I don't know if I'm going to do more of this in the future. If you guys are interested and a lot of you watch it, then sure, I'll do more. If not, then at minimum, I did want to at least cover 1 episode, so I at least got that covered. So before I get to the actual review, I just want to let you know that, 1, I don't watch dramas. I don't watch K-dramas. I don't watch J-dramas. I just watch anime, comic book stuff. That's mostly what I watch. So I am coming from the basis of I don't really know what I'm to expect, and I just here to give you my honest opinion of what I see here, because I watch all Love Live, but I don't really know a whole lot about these school musical. I know there's 2 schools. You see from the left and right, they have different outfits. I know some of the names, kind of, and a very basic idea of what's going on. I know like the moms, they have children and stuff that are in school and they want to be idols and blah blah blah, but that's really all I know. Anyways, I'm rambling on for too long. I'm sure some of you are curious, how do you watch this? Well, I believe you can watch it through Amazon Japan if you have that, or you can watch it through the Japanese TV if you have the channels. But if you're in America, I don't know if there's any real official way to watch it, so I would recommend going to Team Onibe. They have a link. I'll put a link in the description to their site. Go find that, and then you can go watch it off them there. That's where I'm getting these subs from, so credit to them. And if you still need help, go to Discord. You can try DMing me specifically, or go to my Discord and ask. I can, either me or someone else can hopefully help you out to watch it. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the first episode of this series and see how it goes. So this episode starts, and we're in Umeda, Osaka. Osaka is, of course, one of the biggest cities in Japan. If you're wondering where is that located, so if you look in the map, all the way on the right we have Tokyo. Osaka is middle leftish, I guess you could say, and it's one of the big cities. I would love to go visit there at some point. But we have this in Umeda, which I guess is a part of the greater Kyoto area. So that gives you a good idea of where they're at. Most things in Love Live happened in Tokyo, but now we're somewhere decently far. So I think that's cool that they're exploring some other areas of Japan. So they're clearly in this building, and you can see in the top, this is the Takizakura Girls High School. That's the name of the school. You'll quickly learn what the name is there. And you're also good to see that they are singing a song. What song is this? Well, this is not a new song, actually. We already had this one come out for a while. This is Kirari Hirari Sakura, so I'll give you a little preview of the song. So of course, that was the live action version of the song, and I believe the original song actually had both schools singing it, but this one, I guess technically is just the one school. But I think this was definitely a fun song. It is not a new song, not a new performance, so I'm curious to see if they're just going to reuse a bunch of their songs and we're not going to get any new songs. We'll have to see. But it's definitely one of the songs I like more from the School musical so far. Anyways, after their little performance, they have the chairwoman come over and she talks specifically to Anzu and scolds her a little bit, saying she needs to focus more. So keep her in mind. She is going to be important in the story. She's kind of one of the main characters, and the chairwoman was scolding her a little bit. Then we have Misuzu, the one on the right. she is the student council president, and she also will play another important role as well. So she goes and talks to the rest of the girls here, and you can see this is actually a live broadcast, and we have someone else watching who you can see is very enthusiastic about school idols, and so first and foremost, she kind of reminds me of Umi's Seiyu, Miyamorin, but she's often really giddy about school idols, and she basically daydreams about them and all that. And you get to see her in her dream where apparently guys exist in this universe. So I guess that's one thing that's really different. But she's going to be performing as a school idol. So she is really enthralled by this, but then she gets quickly breaking out of her daydream as her mother shouts to her saying that, time to go and get away from the TV. But you get to see that she is really enthralled by school musicals, and you see when she has this magazine, we get to see it's Anzu from what we saw earlier, and she is really interested in Anzu. As the mother comes by, and the girl now we get to see is Rurika, she gets this look at the TV, what she was watching because she forgot to turn it off, and you get to see that the school is run by this woman who got it from her mother, and she is basically giving an interview and saying how proud she is of her daughter, which is Anzu. And you get to see some young pictures of Anzu, but you can definitely see how she's placing a lot of her trust and her dreams on her young daughter, who is trying to basically take over and continue the family business, more or less. Those are definitely big expectations for Anzu. We get to see that this mother, she basically shakes her head when she sees the story, and it looks like you can see she is not very enthralled by the idea of idols and all these girls performing at a school, probably because she has a different idea of what is useful to her time, and you probably think maybe grades. But anyways, that jumps us to the opening theme. It's pretty short, like 30-something seconds. It's a song we already had before. It's Mikasen Dream. I believe this was the first single and the first song they ever released for this school idol musical. So, you know what? I'll just give you a little preview of the song. So that is the opening theme, Mikasen Dream, and it's a fun song. It's definitely the first song that I really liked from School Idol Musical. And overall, I don't know, the opening video is not that very interesting. There's not really a lot of effects, simple choreography, but we get to see a future of the two girls. Then we get this man who comes over and talks to the chairwoman and saying how he's really giddy and excited about a bunch of these girls. The girls go off, and the guy decides that he wants to do an interview with Anzu and talk about how she is the ace and she's really important to this group of girls. And she's, being a little modest, saying that, I don't really see myself as an ace. It's more of the Misuzu kind of the ace here. So then he's like, okay, well, let me talk about your future then. What do you think your future is? And you talk about that she's never really thought about it. And I guess you get to the really interesting point where he's saying that, well, I think it's great that you get to really do what you love. But then she has a thought of what I love? And you can see that the hesitation and the way she approaches and her mannerisms on her face, you can see that, does she actually like this, that what she's doing? Or is she just doing this because her mom, the chairwoman, is pressuring her to do this, and she's just trying to listen to her mom? Then the interview continues on, talking about how she would handle that pressure, and she kind of gives a generic answer saying, my mom works so hard for us, and I make sure I gotta do very well. And then they end the interview there. The rest of the girls are having a little argument, trying to figure out how should they handle a certain part of the song for the choreography purposes, where one of the girls, the Sayaka, saying that I don't have enough moment to breathe, and Misa's just like, oh, well, maybe you should get good scrub. So then she shows the choreography, and Anzu's here to kind of solve the problem. Misa's like, just work on your basics more, but Anzu, with her bright, cheery attitude, decides that we'll adjust the choreography, slow down a little bit, and offer more time for the people who are slower to get what they need for more breathing. The rest of the girls accept it, And they're like, oh, alright, good job, Anzu. So then next up, we get to see the next school. This one's in Kobe, Hyogo. Hyogo is the prefecture, Kobe is the city. We don't really know where in it, but if you want to look at a map, there's Tokyo to the right. And we got to see Osaka from before, and then Kobe is not that far away from Osaka. And the Hyogo is the prefecture, so it's just a general area, so I don't know where in Kobe this is. But maybe it's closer to Kobe, or maybe it's more up there, I don't know. But that gives you an idea. These schools are not that far apart, so you can definitely see how they have the opportunity to see each other and do potential collaboration or discussions. So, cool. I guess that's going to probably play a role in this. And we'll have to see what that would potentially mean. Anyways, for the name of the school, they go and show it. It's the Tsubakisakuhana, which, keep that in mind, pretty soon you'll see why that's important. But that's definitely a wordy, lengthy name for a school. I'm going to struggle saying that quickly. So we get to see Rurika from before, and she's greeted by a bunch of her friends. And they all, do their things. One's running with a basketball. She's late to practice. That's her name's Hikaru. And then we have another girl, Maya. She games too much. I can personally relate. There's been times when I stayed up late for playing too many video games, and it hurts her grades. But all the girls come in, take a look at the test scores. Very stereotypical thing for Japan to place all their scores at the top. We get to see Maya, the one who was doing too much gaming. She's dead last. Obviously not very good. Never disappointed. But we get to see in second place is Tsubaki, the girl. So we get to see that Rurika, Tsubaki's her last name. And we get to see that she's in second place. So if you think about it again, Tsubaki, wherever I saw that before, the name of the school, Tsubakisakuhana. So we get to see, oh, so she's related to the person who founded the school, right? And yeah, that's the answer. So now we know she's related. How do they feel about her getting second place? Well, you can see the rest of the girls, they're kind of shocked. Normally, she is used to getting first place. And, going to second place is probably not that in the world, but she just, shrugs it off, it happens. It's more of a fluke. And they're like, how about your mom? Is she going to be okay with it? But, yeah, she's probably the chairwoman based on her name. But, probably nothing to worry about. She dropped one place. And, of course, the girls do express some concern. But, overall, Rurika's like, it's fine. There's nothing wrong. And we're all going to be fine. We're all buddies. So they all shrug it off. But as the girls walk away, we get to see that something's a little bit off with her. So we see she's back home, and she is again reading the magazine from before, the one that had Anzu on front, because she really likes idols. But her mom comes home, so she decides to hide that magazine, which probably because her mom probably doesn't seem to like idols. That's at least what we're getting from parts of the puzzle here. So when she walks in, she is devastated and is wondering, what the heck happened? How could you get second place? So she shows her score. It's like, look at this. This is so awful. You're in second place. How could this ever happen? And she's kind of losing her mind. And especially because she's the chairwoman, she's a little frustrated about it. What I got from missing is that Fruit of the Loom exists in this world? I don't know. I found it a little distracting. But as you can see, her mom's kind of freaked out by that. And she's talking about how, you are Tsubaki and you're going to be my successor. You have to be number one and make sure that you take over from me and make sure you continue this excellent heritage that we have over this school. And she basically walks around giving a little a preach and saying that the only thing that's important is academic results. And Rurika's like, Mom, I know I get it, but I don't know. And kind of giving some excuses, but she's like, clearly something's off with her. But then she decides to look at this photo, which I guess is her dad. And that basically re-inspires her and makes her think about, oh, I can do better. And I guess he's not with them anymore, passed away. I guess that's the only reason why you hang a photo of them constantly like that. Maybe he's just away. But I guess that's kind of the idea of what's happening. So she decides that I'm going to do better. I'm going to do it for my dad. And they don't go back on their word. What is this, Naruto? Is this your ninja way? Don't go back on your word. But she grabs a photo of her dad and saying a few phrases to make sure that I won't let my mom down. Then we jump to the scene where we get to see Anzu. She's looking at that interview that her mom had, and she's talking about how she has a lot of inspiration and hope for her young daughter. But we get to see that she's watching this all by herself in a dark room, and you can kind of get an idea of how she's currently feeling, where she's all alone, she has all this pressure, and she's not particularly happy about it. I would say chances are, if you're kind of watching like this, you definitely, obviously probably not that happy, and you can see that maybe she isn't liking what is currently happening to her. Anyways, we go jump back to Rurika, and she's daydreaming about being an idol, and the rest of her friends were making fun of her. In fact, one of them decided to draw her while she was sleeping. Pretty decent drawing, but one of the things that they said with foreshadowing is that this is the face of someone in 10th place. Well, yeah, I mean, she's in 10th place. And they put that together, and of course that just means her grades are dropping dramatically. And now she's kind of starting to be like, oh shoot, this isn't good. And the rest of the girls are like, what's going on? Do you have a crush or something? And she lets the rest of the girls know that she does have a crush. It's on Anzu, and she's really excited about idols. And this is the first time she seems to be excited about something, since she's probably been so devoted to her academics and making sure she has good grades. So that's why she seems to be falling apart, because she cannot focus on studying. She's focusing on this girl Anzu and how cool idols are going to be. So she shows them the magazine. Of course, they're worried about, wouldn't your mom get mad if your grades slip? But the girls are like, you know what, maybe it's fine. We got something that she's excited about. And when they look in the magazine, they notice that there is going to be a concert today for these girls. And they're like, oh shoot, are we going to be able to make it? If they leave now, they might be able to make it. So the girls like start making some excuses of why they shouldn't go. But they all decide, you know what, we're all going to go. And what, is that a LA Lakers backpack? So now the Lakers are canon in Love Live? Is LeBron James canon now? We'll have to see about that. I'm getting some weird canons here. But anyways, the girls decided that despite all the stuff, they're going to go and cancel and ditch clubs so they can all see this idol group perform. So they're all excited for that. And then we jump back to the first group, where we get to see that the chairwoman is saying, good job girls for this day, and she leaves. But then we get to see Misuzu decided that she needs to go and hunt down the chairwoman to talk to her. But we're also going to notice that Anzu catches this happening. So Misuzu comes and says, chairwoman, and I need to talk to you. And then the chairwoman's like talking about her daughter, and is like, oh, my daughter's amazing and she's the future. But then Misuzu, but like, how about us, the rest of the group? We want to be able to do something. So we're going to see Anzu on the side that she's actually listening to this conversation. But Misuzu's letting the chairwoman be like, can we get what she gets? And the chairwoman laughs at her and saying, no, what are you talking about? You guys have your role, and your goal is to make Anzu better. You're a supporting cast, end the story. You can't be like her. I know all of you want to try to become the center, but you don't have the raw talent, the passion, or the cutesiness to be able to accomplish that. Only Anzu has that talent and that ability. What the rest of the girls, your role is just to support her, and that's it. And on top of that, she waived Misuzu's fees to be here, so that's all you're here for. And I guess you can see Misuzu is like, yeah, I guess I can't talk back because she paid my tuition, so I'm getting something out of this. So then she backs off, and of course she's like, oh shoot, I guess I can't talk about this, and runs away. But then Anzu decides, it's my turn, I'm going to go talk to the chairwoman. And she's her mom, I guess you can't call her mom. Anyway, she calls her chairwoman, and Anzu decided that she's quitting the school idol club. And her mom's like, what? So then she goes on to explain how she's working so hard, and she thought that she was doing for her mom and for everyone else. But her mom lets her know that this idol club exists for Anzu, and she thought that was a good thing. But Anzu's letting you know, but that's actually why I'm quitting. And she's seeing that maybe perhaps this way is kind of selfish. So she ends up running away, and her mom's obviously not crazy happy about this, but that actually is how the episode ends. So now we got Anzu is quitting the club, and of course now we have to figure out what happens after that. So then they give you a preview of the next episode. It's gonna have a few scenes here and there. Don't know if I'm going to do review this or not. I guess if you guys watch it, I will. Well, I'll talk about a few of the scenes that you get to see in this preview. So the first up, we get to see Anzu. She is heading to your school. I don't know why, but we get to see that she's doing that. Then we get to see here there's a discussion with a bunch of businessmen and some women. We get to see that both chairwomen are there, so potentially the chairmen, women, leaders of a bunch of these schools are all coming together and having a discussion with maybe like a board to figure out what they want to do. And we get to see that there'll probably be some conflict of discussions about how idols have a role. I guess we'll have to see about that. And then the last thing we get to see, Rurika wants to make an idol club. And that's the end of the preview, so yeah. Anyways, that is the whole episode. So I don't know if this whole series interests you, but I'm curious to see what you guys' opinion is on this episode so far. The second episode's already out. I'm just waiting on the subs to be able to work on stuff like this. But my current opinion on this is, normally I don't watch dramas, but I'm not super convinced by the acting. Like, there's attempts there, but I'm not super fully convinced. Like, oh, when they try to act, it's not super natural in some scenes where, like, I can see that they're trying to be, like, really happy and excited about idols, and they could put a smiley face, but it kind of seems a little goofy, I would say. I mean, they're not, like, A-list celebrities or anything, so I'm not expecting that, but I don't know. Kind of throws me off a little bit. No new songs, so I'm wondering, going forward, are they going to have new songs in here, or are they just going to be reusing a bunch of their songs in this drama? Because part of the fun stuff about watching the anime is getting new songs and seeing performances. And, it's just the first episode, so it's not the end if we don't see performances. But I want to see new songs, and I want to see nice-looking lines. And we didn't get anything like that at all so far. And that's part of the appeal. I guess the thing is, this is different. They're doing live action completely, so they can't quite do what they do in anime. And that's part of the appeal of animes, where they can really go way out of their way to do cool stuff. So I will temper my expectations on that part. But that is the appeal, so I would like to see that at some point. Especially, I get it's a musical, so there's only so much they can do, and if they want to keep that musical part, but we'll have to see. I do like the fact they're in different cities. I don't know what Osaka's like. I don't know what Kobe's like. I have only been to Tokyo, really, and Numazu, so I think that's kind of interesting to see. And we got two schools, which is also interesting to see. They have different perspectives, and now it had to do with split storytelling on one side versus the other side, and they have two storylines going hand in hand with each other. And we get one quitting the squad club from the get-go. As the storyline itself, I think there is enough there that can be interesting. So I'll definitely be at least keeping my eye out on the story. I'm not like dying to watch more, but I am definitely willing to watch more at this moment and see what they have. But anyways, I am curious to see what you guys think about the episode so far, and how do you feel about the whole concept of this drama in the comments below. I'm sure some of you watch drama, so I'm curious to see how it is compared to other dramas. Are you watching this because you think it's a good drama, or are you watching this because it's a love life drama? And I think that the important thing is that the idea is they should make it so you should be able to watch it, not because you're a love life fan, because it's a good drama. I don't know if it's going to get there, but I'm curious to see what you guys think about this in the comments below. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and may or may not do more of this in the future. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and hope to catch you guys in another video soon.